Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Generals, both of you, for your service and for your testimony today. Since we talked a couple of weeks ago, General Hyten, I have completed my tour of bases in North Dakota. I went to all of them, and I want you to know that while Minot and Grand Forks were grateful, Cavalier was especially grateful that you asked specifically about them, and it was very encouraging. I will tell you, I'm new to this committee, as you know, and I've sat through enough briefings that have made me adequately frightened, but I feel much better having gone to the bases, and including our National Guard, ISR, and Global Hawk bases. It's fantastic. But with regard to modernization, General Hyten, I agree with you that one of the things that concerns me is not so much our capability of modernizing, but the speed with which we are, able to do it. When we think about the history of 60 years ago, being able to build in 5 years, not just develop, but produce hundreds of ICBMs. That I don't even know if we could do that today. The timeline scares me. Do you have any specific thoughts on the bureaucracy itself and how we can improve the bureaucracy? And then, as I always like to say, what we as policymakers can do to help either knock down the hurdles or send the right signals so that we can meet the timeline that is facing us.
So, Senator, thanks for going to Minot, Cav, and Grand Forks. They're pretty special places. And when you see the people, you should feel very, very good about this country. They're amazing people. But when you look at the challenges that we face in the future, I think Senator Peters asked General O'Shaughnessy what kept him awake at night, and General O'Shaughnessy answered Russia. What keeps me awake at night mostly is actually ourselves, because somehow we've lost the ability to go fast. I don't know where we lost that, but somewhere we lost the ability to go fast, and we better regain that, because right now we're dominant, and I can guarantee you today that Stratcom can keep this nation secure, but we have to make sure that's the case. So we have to figure out how to go fast again, and so I can give you a lot of recommendations. I'd be glad to do that offline, but I'll give you one here. And the one recommendation I have is that we have to once again empower the people that actually build stuff. We have to empower in the military the 06 program directors. That's colonels and Navy captains that actually build things. Over the last 25 years, we've taken all the authorities away from them, and in many cases, they're not even staying in the military anymore. They go out to do other things in industry. But those engineers that want to go build things, that's what built this amazing force that I get to command today. So we have to go back again and do everything we can to empower, down at that level, them to make the decisions, how to spend the money, how to deliver the capability, how to test the capability, all those kind of issues, because they'll do it more efficiently than when they have to go through 18 layers of bureaucracy above them. And oh, by the way, if they do fail, we will fire them and find somebody else. That's the other thing that is beneficial about having the authority in the right place. Now you know who is responsible. So right now it's almost impossible to tell who's even responsible because there's so many layers of bureaucracy.
So can Congress do something about that, or is this?
So Congress has started down that path. Your committee, as well as the House Armed Services Committee in the last 2 years, have made significant improvements in moving things back from the Office of Secretary of Defense back down to the services. I've now watched the services, both on the Air Force and the Navy side, which are mostly in my command. I don't watch the Army as close. Move things back out again to the 06s. So continuing that process, continue to look at that through this committee, and to push those authorities back down, I think that is the biggest thing that would help.
General O'Shaughnessy, could you comment on, I guess, the same basic principles within the context of your command? Because again, having been in Grand Forks and Cavalier and even Fargo, frankly, with the Happy Hooligans and their ISR work, I find some of the greatest innovators in the world, and I just want them to be empowered.
I absolutely agree with everything General Hyten said, and as you allude to, I think we have to change the way that we're thinking about advancing our capabilities, and we can't go about it the way that we have done in the past if we're going to keep pace with our adversaries.
Maybe since in the remaining seconds, General O'Shaughnessy, I would ask for one clarification with regard to the debate about the southern border and your role in advising or in providing consultation to the president. Do you feel like you and the others, but you specifically, have been adequately listened to, and that the information and intelligence and insights that you've provided to the president and the others around him have been appropriately taken in and considered before making this whole-of-government decision?
Yeah, thank you for asking that, Senator. And yes, I do. I believe for a variety of forums, whether it be directly with the president, whether it be through the Secretary of Defense, with the chairman, whether it be actually going hands-on and actually seeing what's going on there, I feel very comfortable that the best military advice has been from U.S. Northcom has been put forward and has been in the proper forums.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cramer. Senator Duckworth.